My husband likes to sit
right.
on the opposite side of my desk. It doesn't always work.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. As is the norm, we'll be seeing these numbers as people join us and we get started here. But thank you guys for joining us on this Thursday night. I mean, I really appreciate you guys showing up to my birthday party. Like, what better way to spend my birthday, big 40, than with you guys. So thank you for coming. I'll send you my address if you need to send gifts and stuff. You can ask me later. We're so excited to have you guys tonight, especially with two of our incredible friends that have been such an inspiration to so many. You know, women, I'm going to talk to you for a second. There is something so powerful when men share their authentic feelings, emotions, and their stories. And so I'm so excited tonight because Aaron Hairston and Alvie Shepherd have been with us for years. We've been able to watch them and watch their story and watch their transformations happen and watch as they have literally inspired thousands to change their lives. And it's so incredible to be a part of. So, you know, tonight we're gonna, if Stephanie wants to go ahead and share this, our screen, we're gonna share a few things as we get ready for the big event, which you guys are here for. You're not here to talk to me, but thank you for coming. This is our living room. And if you haven't been a part of our meetings before on Thursday nights, it really is just about that. It's about a living room atmosphere. So I hope you feel welcome, you're comfortable, and just get ready to just sit in this moment with us. You don't need to take notes or do anything like that. You're just here to sit and be inspired. I hope that you can open your heart to change. If you're here, more than likely, you want some kind of change in your life. And if you are one of those people looking for something different to improve your life, to up-level your life in any way, I would love for you to go to the chat box and just share one of the reasons why you came on tonight. Are you here just to support? Are you here because somebody's been bugging you and just nagging at you to get on one of these meetings? Or are you here because you might want to change something or improve something in your life? All right. We're not going to promise you to be able to do that. You know, we know that change and transformation is all about individual commitment and work. So the stories we hear tonight, those aren't guarantees, but they are possible. And the mission that Isagenix is on, if you can see the screen right now, it is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain. And in the process, and this is really important to all of us on the call, in the process, create the most trusted and respected health and wellness company in the world. I am so grateful to be part of Isagenix, and I'm grateful that you guys were open to come on tonight and to learn a little bit more and see why we are so happy and grateful to be a part of this incredible company. All right, so next Thursday, we are so excited because we had Romy a few weeks ago and we just didn't have her enough. Like, we wanted more. And Kathleen is joining us as well. So next Thursday, guys, is a great event, especially if you're looking to maybe change your mindset a little more, you know, really figure out how to change your heart and mind so that you can get on the health train and be more successful in every area of your life. So join us next week, please. All right, next, there we go. All right, so I get the privilege of introducing these amazing men. They are friends. They have inspired thousands of people all across the world. Alvie Shepherd was actually our IsaBody Challenge winner, grand prize winner a couple of years ago, and he has traveled all over the company, spreading the message of hope. And if you guys don't know Alvie, I'm excited for him to share a story, and he's going to actually be introducing Aaron right when he's done. But both of these guys, what I can say about these two men is both of them are retired professional athletes, right? That were at the top of their game, and through injury and other things, they left that to pursue other careers and other things. And Isagenix aligned with both of their lives. Both of them found Isagenix and have been able to use it to continue inspiring people. What I know about athletes is that they have huge hearts, as big as their muscles, guys, right? They have huge hearts and a desire to serve other people. And so, Alvie, thank you for being on tonight. You have served so many, and we are so grateful to be a part of your journey. You can go ahead and unmute your phone, Alvie, or I can do it for you. There you go.
How are you, everybody? How's it going, Trisha?
So good.
So, yes, So I didn't get this. You want me to just go ahead and start with the story then, right? All right. So obviously, you know, some of you guys might have known me from, you know, I played pro ball back in the early 90s. Growing up, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to be a pro athlete right around 12 years old. You know, it was something that I really was passionate about. I went to a game with my dad for the first time, and that was it for me. I saw all the lights and the, you know, the beautiful field. It was the night game. It was a Chicago White Sox game, actually, and we were in dead center field, the farthest away you could possibly be. But for me, it was beautiful. I'm 12 years old, and it was my first pro baseball game. You know, we're a blue collar family, and to get to a game like that was something special. So for me, when I left that ballpark, I knew, like, at that moment, I wanted to be a pro athlete. Like I you know, I had already loved sports. My dad was always my coach, and so at that point, I really started digging in with my athletics. You know, I was a three-sport athlete. I played baseball, football, and basketball. Loved all three of them. I excelled more at football and baseball. And so, you know, after a few years of high school, you know, I started getting some looks for some pro ball teams and some colleges, and, you know, everything was looking great. You know, I saw the writing on the wall, and so I kept working hard, and ended up getting drafted actually by the Angels out of high school, but I chose to go ahead and go to college instead, you know, because it wasn't a high pick. You know, I was expected to go in the top couple rounds out of high school, but I had already signed to play at the University of Nebraska. Go Big Red. And so they thought I wasn't signable. So I went ahead and went to college. I had some awesome friends. I still am friends with all the guys I play with today. And 3 years of great education there, and great ball, and ended up getting drafted in the first round, which is that jersey you see behind me. 1995, I was a first-round draft pick by the Baltimore Orioles. So everything that I had, you know, worked my butt off for since I was 12 years old, or even earlier for that matter, just came right there, and it was just a wonderful moment. I remember getting the call down in the basement with my brother. My brother was my idol growing up, and you know, I used to always beg to play ball with him and his buddies. He was 6 years older than me, so for me to play with 6 years older, you know, young men basically, it was a challenge, but it was something I loved to really go for. It really helped me become a better athlete, to play with older kids. So, anyways, I ended up getting you know, drafted in the first round. Played you know, 3 years with the Orioles. After my second year, I got injured. You know, everything was looking good. I got a first round draft pick. You know, got a lot of money, you know, when I signed. But my passion was playing the sport, and so, you know, I was at the Baltimore Orioles with you know, A ball first, and then Double A, and I was climbing the ladder pretty fast. And that's when you know, I got derailed. I actually got hit by a ball from our team photographer. It was crazy to me, but it ended up damaging some nerves, and it ended up ending my career. So I tried to, you know, I got a couple more looks for a couple more teams, and then, you know, that was it. I had to retire. I was 24 years old.
Hey, Alvie.
But yeah.
I'm so sorry. We're trying to, if everybody can mute their phones, I'm going to mute everybody really fast. You're going to have to unmute yourself again, Alvie. Okay, go ahead.
All right, no problem. All right, so yeah, so, you know, after I you know, after I got, you know, injured, and I, you know, couldn't make it back, I had to retire. I was 24 years old, and so, you know, I didn't handle it very well. I was, you know, my identity was taken. You know, that was what I was. I was an athlete. You know, I always wanted to be a pro athlete, and so once that was taken away, you know, I went straight into coaching, which I still do today, and I love it. I love coaching kids. I love watching the light bulb come on when they get something that I'm coaching them, and it's still a passion that I have today to coach the youth. So. But that being said, at the end of the day, whenever I would get done coaching, you know, I would go and meet up with my buddies at the bar, and I'd sit on the stool, and I'd have me some beers and play some pool and play some darts. And then I got into some other things. And so I just got out of whack. I was trying to mask the pain of, in my mind, being a failure. You know, my dad was my coach growing up. So, you know, I felt like I failed him. I felt like I failed, you know, the organization. I felt like the Orioles, who basically paid me over $1 million+ after it's all said and done, with the instruction and everything else, sending me to different winter leagues and everything else. I felt like I had let them down. And so I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I didn't want to feel that anymore. So I started masking it with drugs, alcohol, food, you name it. And so no one knew what I was dealing with mentally. Like, I didn't go around saying, oh, I'm depressed, and hey, I'm a drug druggy or anything like that. I wasn't that guy. No one even knew the things that I had going on behind the scenes because I didn't want anyone knowing. But it was killing me. It was literally killing me, and I knew it. And so, 13 years went by of that, and it was hard. I mean, there was times when I wanted to end my life. There was times when I didn't even know what to do anymore with myself because, I ended up ballooning up to 307 pounds. And, I was a shell of myself. And so, at that point I started praying a lot. And I tell you what, the Lord has saved my life. I mean, I literally, the aneurysm I ended up having in 2013 was my wake-up call. And that aneurysm was a prayer answered. I was asking the Lord to please help me in any way he possibly could, because I couldn't get out of it myself. I was stuck. I mean, and so, this is where I always get emotional, because he saved me. He gave me that second chance. And so whenever when I woke up from surgery, actually, let me back up a little bit. When I was actually having the aneurysm, I started praying right then because I knew it was something was wrong. And so I said, Lord, please, whatever it takes, I will never go back. I promise you, if you save me, I'll never go back. And I woke up from surgery. I was alive. I just looked up and said, thanks, it's over. I'm done. And I literally cold turkeyed on the drugs. I cold turkeyed. I barely ever drink anymore. And I just stopped that lifestyle. It was my second chance. I mean, I promised the Lord I wasn't going back if he saved me. And so I felt saved. And so I did. And a year later, actually, I got baptized on the same day that I had my brain aneurysm, because it was just a special day for me. It was a rebirth, like twice almost. And so, but in that process, I started taking care of myself again. Okay. And so I started working out. I started eating better. This is before isogenics. And I just put my nose down and went. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting my life back together. I have my goals set. I have my vision set. Nothing's stopping me. I'm all in. Let's go. And I started just working out every day. And you got to remember, I was 307 pounds, and I hadn't worked out in 13 years. I wasn't an athlete anymore. I mean, it was in there, but I wasn't an athlete. So I had to go through all the transformation. And so I lost 40 pounds on my own. It took about 8 months for that, and I was proud of that. 8 months was, I think a lot of people would love to lose 40 pounds in 8 months. But then I got stuck, and that wasn't where my goal was. My goal wasn't to be where I was at when I lost the 40 pounds. I still had another 40 to go. And so I jumped on isogenics. One of my old teammates from the Orioles, he reached out to me, Darren Hooper, and his girlfriend, Jen Lee, is my coach. And I love them so dearly. I'm so grateful for them because my life has completely changed because of them reaching out to me, because of their boldness to ask me if I wanted to be a part of what they're a part of. And at first I said, you know what? I believe you. I trust you, but I need to do me first. And it took me 8 months to call them back. And I finally did. And when I did, I jumped on. And that was it, man. I literally went in both feet. I was a skeptic. I never done anything like this, but I knew I was going to give it all I had, because it meant that much to me. And so I went all in. I followed the program as directed, 2 shakes, 2 snacks, 600 calorie healthy meal. And I did it. And I cleansed 2-day cleanses. I just did it the way I was coached. And, in the first 30 days, everybody loses weight differently, the whole disclaimer, but my results were, I lost 31 pounds. I felt incredible. I felt absolutely reborn. And so during that process, about 5 days in, really, because I said, oh, by the way, I got to back up, because I said I wasn't going to do the business. I would have to let you know, because I wasn't in it for the business. That's the other thing, is I went into this to get healthy. And so when I was about 5 days in, I called my coach back and I said, Jen, I can't say exactly what I said, but I said, I felt incredible. I was lit up. I was waking up at 6 a.m., which I wasn't waking up at 6 a.m. any time in my life, except for when I was playing in college, and we had a 6 a.m. workout. And so that was it. So that, to me, it was just an amazing transformation early on, and I felt invigorated. And so I started sharing. And so that's where, everything, I went from just wanting to get healthy to wanting to help people. Like, I felt like, I wish someone would have came to me when I was in my rut and said, hey man, I got something for you. Come and join me. Come and take a look at what I got. I would have jumped at it in a heartbeat. And it's no one else's fault. I just didn't have anyone doing that. And you know what? I wasn't really around the crowd to do that anyways. I mean, nothing against the people I was hanging out with, because I was literally doing all that stuff kind of on the side, but no one was offering me any kind of help for that particular situation I was in. So, so for me, it was just like, I want people to have that opportunity. I want people to feel that they have an option, that they can, you know, first of all, know that I've been there, done that. I've went through it. I went to rock bottom. I almost died when I had that aneurysm. I mean, a lot of people do. And so I know that. And so that's why I'm so grateful. And so I'm so passionate about what I do, because I needed that. And now that I have the chance to share this, you know, there is nothing stopping me from helping as many people as I possibly can in this world, because there's a lot of people that need what we have. And when you feel as energized and as alive as I do on a daily basis, there's no way I can keep this to myself. And so I started sharing it from day 5 on and never stopped. After the first year, I became a 6-figure earner, and I'm almost 6 years in now. So I've been a 6-figure earner for the last 4 out of 5 years. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because I've helped a lot of people who have also, some of them have also helped a lot of people. And that's the beautiful thing about it. It's a heart of service. It's someone that gives a damn, excuse my language, and wants other people to feel what they're feeling. And so that's where I'm at. And, and to back up, in 2016, like you said earlier, I wanted to win the Ice Body Challenge. I'm a competitive guy. I knew that I was going to give it all I had. And my first challenge, I did really well, but I didn't get a call. And I was kind of like, damn it, what happened? and then the second time, I actually went to my first event during that second challenge. And I kind of blew it a little bit. I was going out and eating and having some things, I wouldn't have normally eaten. And it took me about a month and a half to get off of that roller coaster. And I was still doing great, and I finished strong with that challenge, but I didn't get a call again. And that's when I put my foot down. I said, you know what? I'm winning the Ice Body Challenge in 2016. Watch. And I put that video on my Facebook page. And that was before lives and all that. And what do you know? I mean, they chose me as their Ice Body Grand Prize winner in 2016. I worked hard for it. I love what I do. I inspire others the best I can. And they chose me. And so I'm honored to be, an Ice Body ambassador. And then that same year, I was also chosen as a team Isogenics member, which Aaron is as well, and a great guy, and he'll be speaking next. And so, you know what? All I got to say is this: is that Isogenics has changed my life. I'll say I changed my life, but Isogenics has been the vehicle that has helped me have a foundation for wellness that I wouldn't have had otherwise. I would have been doing better eating and stuff like that, but I don't know if I would ever have felt as alive as I feel today if I didn't have these products. I'll never go a day without having 1 or 2 of my shakes. I'll never go a day without having my vitamins. I cleanse, once a month, sometimes once or twice a month, depending. I just love the lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. It's IsoLife. I'm a lifer, and everybody out there that knows me knows that. So that's what I got for you. Oh yeah, one more thing, last thing, not to toot my own horn by any means, but I was also one of the things I really love about so in 2019 I was voted by my peers as the 2019 Spirit of Isogenics Award winner. That was a huge honor. It was such an emotional time for me to be a part of this company, and for my peers to recognize me as someone that they thought was the spirit of this company. And it was something that I'm so honored to be, and I'll always be an ambassador for Isogenics and the IsoLife. And so that's my story. I love you. Thank you for listening. And I hope that, more of you are part of this IsoLife going forward. If you're not already, you'll absolutely love it. So that's what I got for you.
Wonderful. Hey, Stephanie, can you throw the slides up real quick and we can talk about, I just want, Alvie, I'd love for you to help me just talk about what the system is. Like, what did you start with and what have these things done for you? We have solutions, as you can see. We have solutions for everyone. I came in with different goals than Alvie, even though honestly a ton of what you said resonated so deeply within me, right? But we have solutions for weight loss, for performance, obviously, for vitality and well-being, energy. I mean, how many of you just need more energy and need to sleep better? We, of course, have our personal care and beauty products that I use every day. And then, as Alvie alluded to, and Aaron will talk even more about, the financial wellness that we are so grateful for, right? So let's look at the products that have really changed so many of our lives.
Yeah. No, these are amazing. So the Cleanse for Life #1 right there. I'm actually cleansing right now. I'm cleansing I'm on day 2 of a cleanse. I'm a little warm. My AC went out today. Actually went out yesterday, and so they came today, and it's still being in the process of being fixed. So I'm a little warm here. So I'm on day 2 of a cleanse, back to back, and I'm so Cleanse for Life is an amazing product. I mean, as you probably already heard, I'm very energized. I feel incredible. My mental clarity is on point with this system, and then the cleanse just magnifies it. So the cleanse is amazing. Cleanse for Life. I love both of them, the peach mango and the berry. I'm more partial to the peach mango now. I love peach and mango together. So that's my jam. Yeah, right. The isoline shake, that's a pillar. I mean, I'm an isoline pro guy personally. That's the 36 gram, isoline pro shake. But the isoline shake is amazing. I started off with that, and when I first started with the weight loss program, and I love strawberry, by the way. That's my favorite flavor. The Ionic Supreme, that's the mommy juice, and it's also the stress reduction for us men too. It helps lower stress. And everyone out there, I know you're feeling the stress from this quarantine and everything else. This is a great product to help lower that oxidative stress within your body. Ionic Supreme is by far one of the best products in the world, and definitely with Isogenics. Then of course we got our complete essentials with Isogenesis. I mean, I take those every day, and sometimes I forget. I'm like, dang it. I forget my PM pack or something, and I'll have that PM pack the next day. I'm like, forgot it. It happens. But those AM and PM packs are amazing, and that's got everything: your vitamins, your minerals. Isogenesis is a vitamin that no one else has, and it's got Nobel Prize winning research behind it. So it's got the science to back it. Yes, and then of course the last one's the Isogenesis, what I just talked about. So definitely the highest quality nutrition you can put in your body, and it's something that I'll always be putting in mind. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Aaron. Okay. So Aaron Hairston. All right. Aaron Hairston and I, we've met, everyone that knows Isogenics knows Aaron Hairston, man. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I mean, I love this guy. I mean, his energy is second to none. I thought I was energized, man. Wait till you hear this, man. He is been with Isogenics for 10 years. Okay. He's a 10-year guy. I've been almost 6. He's been 10 years. And he's a man of God, a great man of God like myself, which I love about him. He serves his family. And he's a leader. He's an absolute leader, an online fitness coach, an entrepreneur. I'm going to let him take it away. Aaron, love you, bud. Look at his transformation. Woo! All right, go for it, buddy.
Well, thank you, Alvie. And, I remember that 2016 celebration, man, and watching you up there with your family and your story. And it was so special, bro, because I know what you went through at some capacity. And, hearing you even recite it tonight, it really reminds me of what we're a part of, man. And I just want to congratulate you on everything, bro. And it's an honor to know you, bro. You know what I mean? And to be on this call with you tonight. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, everybody, to put this together. So I appreciate it. So my name is Aaron Hairston. I'm a former professional football player. I played arena football for 2 years before suffering a real bad knee injury, ACL and PCL. And it was devastating. I was on my way to the New York Giants to replace Tiki Barber, and it was so hard to just like that be sitting there being told that I'm never going to play again. And I refused to have that be the case. And I remember going into the training room, and they grabbed my leg, the top part and the bottom part, and they were able to move it all types of ways. And I just looked at the doctor, and he goes, "Wow." It looked like a grenade went off. And how I got hit was really when I had planted my leg into the ground, and the guy had dove and his collarbone, shattered his collarbone on my knee. And so it was a devastating collision. And it was just so surreal just thinking back at it. And, they say that the Lord closed doors and opens doors. And because of my faith, I was coming back. I may have not been going to the NFL, but I was coming back for another arena season. And it took me about 9 months of just sheer will and determination that was driven by my wife, not me. I remember laying on the couch with my leg up, and my wife was like, "What are you going to do? You just going to lay there, or are you going to get up?" And I looked at her, and this is my wife that I've known since I was 18. We've been married and been together 25 years. And And this year we celebrated our 17th year anniversary. And I just think about, if she didn't do that, who would I have been? Because I was, like you said, Alvie, just a shell. And in my mind, I was just thinking like, nah, this is not supposed to be it. But, I think that everything happens for a reason. I believe that so dearly to my heart. And I'm so thankful that it did, because you know what? I was a selfish person. And I may have not have seen it on the outside, and people may or not have said it, but inside, it was all about me. And when that happened, I realized that I wasn't able to be anymore. And it was an empty feeling, and I kept praying and praying. And so after 9 months, I was able to come back. I came back and probably ran one of the greatest runs in arena history. It was amazing. Everybody talks about it. It was like a 40-yard dash. And it was crazy just watching the film, just like, wow, I was able to move again. And then right after that, the seasons ended for all the AFL teams. It started folding up, and that opportunity left. And so I was able to fall back on my engineering, and I went to school for computers. And so I was fortunate that I listened to my mom, but I never planned on using it, which is interesting, looking back. And I say, my mom, thanks for saying that I had a plan in going to school. But the thing is that it got to a point where it was unfulfilling. And my brother, and Philip Sasso and Keith Dale and these guys, the trio, they called me up one night and they said, hey, Aaron, we figured out what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And I'm thinking, what does Trevor have up his sleeve? Like, what is going on? And it was probably 11 o'clock at night. I didn't want to hear it. And so I told him, I said, listen, man, I'm watching the show with my lady, and, I'll talk to you tomorrow, man. And so I hung up the phone, and I thought nothing of it. And so the following few days, my brother kept calling me, hey, Aaron, listen, man, there's a box on its way to your house. So when you get it, let me know. And I'm thinking like, dude, like, what? What are you doing? And he's like, listen, bro, I figured it out, man. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. And so the box shows up. It's a huge box, massive box. And I'm like, Isogenics. I'm like, what is this? So I kick it under my bed and didn't touch it for at least, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 weeks. I don't even know. It just sat there, right? I didn't touch it. My brother's calling me up, Aaron, did you get the box? I'm like, yeah, I got it, but I told you, man, I'm good. And he's like, dude, listen, you got to open the box up. I said, nah, I'm not going to open the box up. I told you I'm set. I'm 245 pounds. I'm a sloppy mess, but I'm making money. I'm doing engineering, and I'm successful, right? So I was in this numbing place. And I had just had my first child in 2009. And I was thinking that, what I was going to do was going to work, and I was going to make a lot of money, and I was going to create a savings and invest in 401k, and I was going to retire, and all these things were going to happen. And then all of a sudden something happened. Somebody at my job got the poor news of, the golden handshake, and they sent him on his way after 35 years of working there. And I talked to the young man, and he said that he had never thought that he was going to be leaving in the way he left. And that was an eye-opener for me. And I said, holy smokes. And here's this guy, I was in the game for about 13 years. He was in there, 30 plus. And I said, dude, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put all my eggs in this basket to have it just ripped away and someone just give me a check and say, good luck. And so I just kind of planted the seed in me. I still had no interest in Isogenics. But my brother and I, we had started our own company called Top Ballers, and we were working on helping athletes, the diamonds in the rough, helping them with their 40-yard dash, their short shuttle, some of the testing that's done for the combine. We went out to Indianapolis and, kind of made some connections. And my dream was to help that guy that just needs a shot, because you know what? I was that guy, and we were out there, and we were in Norwood, Massachusetts. And my brother goes, hey, I know someone out here by the name of Kathy Savage, and we're going to swing by her spot and check her out. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. So we go over there, and I walk in the door, and all of a sudden, I see a line of women in bikinis doing their posing for their fitness competition. And I look at my brother, and I'm like, dude, what is this place? Because, it was just so organized and just amazing. Like, it was incredible. And all comes Kathy Savage, like, hey, Hairston brothers, what's up? And I'm like, whoa. Who is this woman? And we're kind of talking a little bit. She says, come in my office. And I said, all right, because at that point it was like militant. There was no saying no to that woman. And I looked at my brother, and he had this smirk on his face. And now I realized the smirk because he knew that someone else was going to be able to deliver a message to me. So I got into the office, And she goes, lift up your shirts. And not many people know this story, but it was pretty, it was pretty embarrassing because I was thinking, damn it, I'm not in good shape right now. But I got to lift my shirt up. And this woman is not saying no for an answer. So I lift my shirt up and she goes, you guys got 6 weeks. And I said, no, 12 weeks. And I said, 12 weeks for what? She goes, you're doing a fitness competition. And I said, hold on, time out. I don't think you understand who I am. I'm not going to stand on stage naked. Like, that's not my MO. I'm not going to do that. And she says, you got 12 weeks, figure it out. And she left the room. So I'm sitting there looking at my brother and I'm like, and he got that smirk. I said, what are you up to, dude? What are you up to? And he goes, we'll talk about it in the car. And I'm like, all right. So we leave that amazing place, inspired. I'm in the car, got about a 2-hour ride home. And my brother says, listen, how about you open that box up, we do the program together, and we go win the show. And I said, that's interesting. I said, dude, I don't know anything about bodybuilding, man. He goes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. Like, listen, we can do this, man. And you got the magic under your bed, bro. Like, let's go. And I said, all right, listen, I'll give it 12 weeks. Let's go. Let's do it. I said, you know what? I thank you for your persistence. I said, let's go win the show. Fast forward, I end up using the program, and I'll be happy to say that I've dropped about 40 pounds. And again, disclaimer, right? Everybody transforms differently, and my body was in need of a whole lot of upgrade, and that was it. And so I lost 40 pounds, about 16% body fat, and I won that show. And something happened to me. Because you know what, Alvie, you know the feeling I'm talking about. When you look out in the crowd and people are around yelling and screaming and you feel like you're accomplished and you're looking in the mirror, you're like, dude, I'm back. It was like, let's go. And so my brother says, you ready? And I'm like, dude, like, let me just sit in this moment. I'm holding this trophy up. And everything really just started transforming from there. And I was smart because you know what? I entered the Ice Body Challenge. I listened to my brother. And on top of winning that show, I was named an Ice Body finalist in 2013. And I stood on stage and really got that experience. Won a trip for me and my wife, won about 15 grand in cash and prizes, and really got to see what this company was about. And it was so incredible, that transformation of something so simple that my brother, Philip Sasso, Keith Dale, just poured into me and wouldn't let me let go of the vision that they had for me, even before I had it for myself. And, you know, since then, I tell you what, I've seen so much growth and development in my surroundings. Like, I'm changing my environment around me by making a decision for myself. And I dove into personal development. I dove into transformation, and I dove into what could be possible. And the Lord says, everything, as long as I'm here, as long as you put me in the middle. And it was such a refreshing feeling to know that now I'm in control, right? I feel that I had all that I needed. I had the Lord in my corner. I had a family that loved me. I had people that believed in me. And I had a nutrition system that was going to fuel me to make sure that I was able to bring out that genetic potential. And I'm so excited to share with you that, you know, over 3 years of really learning how to do this as a professional, because there's a difference. You know, being an amateur, being a conceited, arrogant athlete, you know, whether you're on the inside or outside, it's still about us because, you know, as a professional athlete, we are forced to live in our own self. You have a role to play, go play it. Be the best one, or you're going to get replaced. So you had to be selfish. If you weren't selfish, you ain't going to make it, right? You had to have a chip. You know, those who aren't selfish, they don't make it. And so that doesn't work in this. So I had a lot of unlearning and relearning and rebirthing, you know, Alvie, as you said, you know, so eloquently put, because you know what? That's what happens when you find that spiritual side that is limitless, you know? And so from there, I was reborn into what the Lord had given me. You know, I was that acorn that now was nourished and fueled to become that oak tree. And I was so happy. And I spread my branches and I shared and seeded throughout the world. And I tell you what, I couldn't be more happier. You know, I had a stay-at-home father building a legacy for his family and his kids. I'm building for my grandkids right now, my great-grandkids. And I'm thinking, you know what? If it's going to be, you know, a legacy for the Hairston family, then I'm going to set it right now. And I'm going to be the example for my children that they'll be able to do what it is that they want for as long as they want, for whoever they want to do it with. And knowing that, you know what, there's no limits and they can be healthy. You know, I have my 5-year-old say, Daddy, can I have my shake just now? I mean, that type of energy just fuels me up and warms my heart up to be able to not only, you know, have the belief in something so special in myself and understanding what I can give as value, but being able to share that with the world, that's no longer about me anymore. I can let go of that burden and having to think it's all about me, and I can just make it about them and just help them to realize how powerful they are.
Did you just drop your mic? Let me find that for you. Where is that?
No, I paused for a second just to let that set in. You know, every time I get to share that, you know, I'm just so thankful. And I thank you guys for having me share that, because it got me excited again, man. Now I'm on day 1 cleansing right now of 2 of the 11-day shred. And I couldn't be more excited, you know, to be like this, feel like this on a cleanse day. It's just incredible. So let's talk, you know, give me some slides. Let's talk about this opportunity for a minute, because I know what's in it for all of you. And I know what I've been able to do. But we're going to go ahead and share a disclaimer real quick, because you know what? Money earned is to the extent that you grow. And that's it. This isn't a traditional business. It's not even about sales. The transactions made between the person that understood enough to make a decision and Isagenix, that's got nothing to do with you. Everything has to do with you growing and becoming the person that they can win with. And so as we get into the different ways that Isagenix pays us to become a better version of ourselves, we have retail profits. That's the linear side. That's the side that at least attracts the people, you know, that are used to being employees, you know, and that's okay. We have to start where we're familiar. And we grow into the PIBs, you know, and being rewarded for giving someone an opportunity to transform their lives. My brother bought it for me, you know what? And you know what? It was the best investment that I can say anyone can do, is invest in someone else. That's huge, you know? And team bonuses, right? You're paid on the production of what you help others do. Like, think about that. Oh my gosh, how powerful of a vehicle to say, listen, I'm invested in you. So all I want to know is, how invested are you in you? And we can start at whatever level you want. Executive and action team bonuses. Like, this is just extra. Like, you don't even got to focus on 3 and 5, 3, 4, 5. Like 3, 4, 5 will happen because of your due diligence and becoming the best version of an example that someone can be inspired by. That's it, you know? And it's so special when you start thinking about how many people out there are in just dire straits looking for an answer. You know, it's just like that young man, you know, shucking oysters, looking for that pearl. You may find it in the first few, you may find it in 5 buckets. It's not about how many, you know what I mean? It's about who you become in the journey. And so as you look at, okay, well, what are the double PIBs? Well, you know what? The company is so generous that if you help people change their life, they'll pay you. And if you help 2 people in the same week, they'll pay you more. And you know what this is? This is just a reward for deciding that you are just the messenger, right? You're the tour guide. This is kind of your initial giving of the company to say, hey, listen, here you go. And it's so powerful, because at least for the person that may not be able to start with exactly the products that they want, they can start a business with literally 1 product. You know, and they just got to get started and they can start making money. See, the thing is that you can build this business any way you want. It's yours, right? And you can leverage it. And one of the things that I love so much about this right here is that someone can earn PIBs without being at 100 BV. This is so powerful, guys, because many people will say, oh, you know, I want to start a business, but the overhead is too big. I got to start with one of these packages and one of these things. And you say, no. There's some benefits if you start there, but don't let that be the reason why you don't. And someone can earn a PIB on the way to becoming active. And we'll talk about what that means, you know, and they can order the products that they want based on them sharing initially, getting out there and sharing. And they can work them way up to be able to earn the double PIBs and be able to have that money. It's so powerful. And as you continue to transform yourself, this is what happens. Step 1, use the products. Step 2, learn the system. How to become a better version of you, to be out there and share what's possible for people. Be the bridge, right? Be what's possible. And all these other levels, yes, you can set the goals and you can see where the company will reward you for building and developing leadership. But here's the special message from me, is that everybody's a leader. They just haven't all figured it out yet. And so be the messenger. Be the one that's willing to ask the specific questions about what it is that they want And then ask the more meaningful question. What one of those things that they want are they willing to work towards? And then show them the way. Plug them in. We have one of the most amazing systems in the world that fuels us. But our financial opportunity will set people free and have them with no excuses. It really will. And it's so beautiful because it doesn't matter where you're coming from or where you are right now. All it matters is where you want to go. And if you're deciding to make this your choice to be part of a family and a community that will love you and pour love into you and show you and teach you, then you know what, you're in the right place. And I tell you right now, there's no better need than Isogenics than right now in this world. We are a community of people that love each other and we're willing to go the way with you.
We are, Aaron, and thank you so much for being an example of that. You know, we don't just talk about it around here. We walk that talk in Isogenics. And, you know, if you ever come to an event, I mean, I know things have been crazy recently this last year, but we have events all of the time like this, but in person. And when you come to our events, it's incredible to see people event after event that get better. They literally are healthier and healthier every time you see them. And it really is, truly is a family at Isogenics. So thank you, Aaron, for being an example of that. And for Alvie, he had to jump off for a team call that he's on. There is a little bit of an after party. We're going to be handing out a few raffled shaker cups with samples. Thank you guys so much for taking the sacrificing a small part of your week to join our family here. We hope that some of your questions were answered. I'm sure you have more, and so we would invite you to get with the person who invited you to this call and know that these calls are happening every single Thursday evening, guys. So if you have friends and family that you think, like Aaron talked about, if you have people that you think might be interested or simply just eat food, right? Invite them next week and they will learn even more about this. And Aaron, I'll just say, like, what really stuck out to me was how you said, you know, what did you say about your brother? You said, thank you for believing in me, that he was willing to go that extra mile to really push you into taking a look at this. Because most people, they just don't know what they don't know. And they need us to go a little bit of an extra mile to make sure they give us an opportunity or take a look. So thank you for that.
Yeah, timing is so important. You know, so if you're sitting here thinking, you know, I've been at this, I've been sharing, I've been talking to people, I've been communicating with people. You know, it's so important to remember that timing is everything. You know, it took me some time to really see that I was only half of what I could possibly be. But until I was willing to accept that, you know, I had people in my corner that believed in me. And so if you're on this call, someone believed enough into you, you know, that, you know what, this is possible for you as well. But you know what, just be patient with people and really dig deep, understand what it is that they're focused on and what they want to do, what they haven't been able to accomplish, and just help them understand that, you know what, you're there for them. You'll take it step by step with them and that the time is up to them. You know what I mean? And there's no limits to the amount of potential that can be achieved here. But again, you know, if we're out there, you know, basically not listening, this is the key, guys. You got to listen. You got to listen to people, you know, and if you want to build your business strong and you want to do it with the intention, then just listen and ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions and be patient, patiently persistent. And I think that's what happened with me, you know, and I'm so thankful for that because it really has opened up an opportunity for me to be able to serve at a high level and more importantly, just become a better person, you know, because that's what this business is all about, is becoming the best version of you.
It truly is. And I think all of us can relate and say amen to that. You know, there's a lot of things I'm grateful for when it comes to Isogenics. You know, like you, I started for a specific goal, having no idea all that was in store for me. You know, I call that brown box, the box, you know, of Disneyland. It's like Disneyland in a box because you just don't know what you're getting into when you buy that ticket and start walking through the gates. So we have just a minute left, everyone. And I know some of you are going to stay on for the Shaker Cup raffle that has already been done. We'll announce the winners. But does anyone have a question that you just are dying to ask Aaron? If you want, you can unmute your phone and ask him. We have time for probably one or two questions.
Yeah, please ask. Either business, product, whatever. I like the business better, but we can talk about product. That's cool too.
Hey,
Aaron.
Yes.
I'm curious about
Oh, go ahead.
what was you saw Kathy Savage. Oh, no, go ahead.
Go ahead, Heidi. Ladies first.
I'm curious about your second time you saw Kathy Savage.
Mhm.
Were you all shredded?
Oh yeah, she was in the front row of that show. She was front row. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. She knew what she was doing.
She's a
she
professional.
knew that she needed to
That's
plant a
her
seed.
game.
And you know, and sometimes that's what it takes. You know, it's throwing someone to challenge. Yeah.
Holly
You know,
asked,
I tell you, it was quite special because I honestly didn't believe I could do it, but she did, and you know what? Because I was willing to do the challenge, it worked out. So it was beautiful.
Hey, I just want to thank you for your daily and inspirational insights, bro. They always get me pumped. I listen to them daily, man, and dude, it's like you're always on fire, man. And like, wow, this guy is like out of nowhere every single day. I'm like, dude, give me some of that.
Safe. I felt like I wasn't going to disturb anybody. You know, everybody was asleep, and so I was like, all right, in my car, and I just started talking into the phone, and